Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your weekly access to badminton and beyond. On this week's show, India's Saina Nehwal reflects on getting back to her best after surgery and how her fight back from injury has made her stronger than ever. And we find out what's the buzz in the third season of the Malaysia Purple League. An athlete's career can sometimes be unpredictable. While hard work and dedication play crucial roles in their success, there are inevitable factors that could cruelly swing against their favor. Injury is perhaps the biggest obstacle, and one that has dealt a devastating blow to India's women's singles star Saina Nehwal and her efforts for another shot at the coveted Olympic medal in Rio last year.
I started really well. I started with a couple of semi-final appearances. I won the Australia Open in June, and I was feeling quite good, quite confident, moving well everywhere. And then it was all preparation for the Olympics. I was preparing very well, and one fine day, there was some pain in the knee, which was a little unbearable. And then I get to know that it was the bone spur which was there in my knee, and it had to get removed. It was a very emotional year for me. I could have won the Olympic medal as well the second time, but yeah, maybe it was not destined, and I have to just forget about the past and think about the future, and maybe next time I can do much better. Yeah.
The 26-year-old was reflecting on her difficult 2016 season when we caught up with the Indian shuttler during her promotional visit at last month's Dubai World Superseries finals. It was a timely breather for the player who had battled through one of the toughest periods in her badminton journey. Sustaining a career-threatening injury to her right knee in late July, Saina struggled to cope with the psychological aspect of the layoff.
I never had surgery in my career before, and this was the first time doctor told me that you have to go through a knee surgery, and I was like thinking whether I'll be able to come back with that surgery or how much time is it going to take me. So there were a lot of doubts which were coming in my mind. So it happened during the Olympics. So of course, more than the Olympics, the thought was about my knee, and I was so scared about it that will I be able to play again or no. So that moment was very, very, I would say, very sad, and I was mentally not prepared for it at all. So I was crying in front of my parents and my coaches, like, this is going to be a tough thing for me to come out of the surgery.
But giving up was never an option, especially not for someone of Saina's quality. A bronze medalist at the London 2012 Olympics, and with 10 Super Series crowns to her name, Saina knew the amount of work needed to regain her fitness levels. After braving the pain to compete at the Rio Games, the world number 10 went under the knife and was soon buckling down for her rehabilitation.
Then I met my physio, he's Heath Matthews, who made me believe that I'll get you back in 2-3 months. So believe me and keep yourself a little bit mentally positive. Don't think about too many things at the moment, because the one thing which you really have to work on is right now to get your strength back, which which you lose after a surgery. He actually worked on my weaker areas. I got to know after the surgery, and when I do the training now, it feels much more easy for me because all the areas were covered up very well, and I feel stronger, I feel better, lighter on the court.
Although she had to weather a disappointing Olympic campaign, Saina did find a silver lining. The former world number 1 was appointed member of the International Olympic Committee's Athletes Commission. It's a great privilege, and Saina's under no illusion about the responsibilities on her shoulders.
It's such a huge honor. It's rare for some Indian player to get that kind of honor. I have it. It's a very big responsibility. It's not going to be easy because I'm also playing at the highest level. I need to give 100% to my sport as well. But I have to spend a lot of time in this initiative also, because I have to really discuss with all the athletes commission people about the sport, how to improve it, the problems of all the players, and the problems about different sports. So there are a lot of things involved in athletes commission as well. So it's not only going to be my work. There has to be some people around me who's going to support me and help me out with this.
India's darling gave her country yet another reason to be proud when she became a role model in promoting clean, fair and honourable badminton. Along with 4 other top players, Saina was named ambassador of BWF's integrity campaign, I Am Badminton.
It's a huge honor again to be a part of I Am Badminton, and I'm very blessed to get even that initiative with me, and whatever I can do to make my sport clean and to make the players be more honest and clean, and I'm there for them. I'm going to promote it in a big way. Such initiative happening in BWF is very good. It's more awareness about the doping issue, and we are like 5-6 of us in this initiative as the brand ambassadors, and I hope all of us we do a good job by promoting it more. It is very important because finally you want to be a champion. Of course, you know, if you are a champion by being honest to the sport, by playing with true sportsmanship, being clean, it's always very special and very satisfying.
Even with all these exciting roles, Saina isn't about to lose sight of her #1 priority, her badminton. The women's singles scene may be more competitive than ever before, but the Indian shuttler is sure that she will be back amongst the best as soon as she gets fully fit again.
The game is very fast, very aggressive sport. Badminton is not, you don't have so much of time to think in between the sport. It's not easy at this level when you're playing against the best players in the world to just manage and play. You have to be at your best of fitness every time when you play at the highest level, because everyone wants to go and win it and nobody is going to leave it easily. So even the opponent is thinking, opponent's coaches are putting their 100%, so even I have to do the same thing. Of course, yeah, there's a lot of input from my coaches and trainers, and I hope in the future I try to be even more fitter and win many more titles.
As the 2017 season gets underway, badminton fans around the world will be keen to see the India star back to her best. And we're sure that Saina won't let them down. Time to test your badminton knowledge. How well do you know your legends? In this week's trivia, we want you to name the former player known as Mr. Backhand. We'll reveal the answer after the break. When we return, we find out what's taking the Malaysia Purple League to new heights of drama and excitement. With digital innovations, shuttle time is now more fun, engaging and accessible than ever. So get connected to BWF's Badminton Schools program. Find out more about BWF's grassroots initiatives on these platforms. Download the app, visit the website and get active on Facebook. Your gateway to shuttle time has never been so easy. Before the break, we asked you to name the former player known as Mr. Backhand. The answer is Taufik Hidayat. The Indonesian ace was the Athens 2004 Olympic men's singles gold medalist. In his illustrious career, he achieved 6 Indonesia Open titles, 2 Asian Games gold medals, and the World Championships title in 2005. Many will remember him for his backhand shots, revered for its unusually high generation of power. Taufik was the only badminton player of his time capable of hitting such powerful backhand smashes. He also holds the record for the fastest backhand smash. The SS Purple League is Malaysia's first professional badminton league. And since its first season in 2014, the country's Premier League has grown in stature and popularity. The league was created to help Malaysia's young and rising players gain international exposure and competitive experience in a local environment. And with the Purple League attracting world-class stars, it continues to provide the perfect platform for homegrown elites and young talent to go head-to-head and rub shoulders with top players from around the world.
I should say it's a very good exposure for the players that they get this kind of environment that they can be exposed and play. I think this will definitely grow the sport even further and will keep the players motivated to train harder.
In a bid to further inject excitement in the league's third season, the organisers have raised the stakes in the best-of-5 games of 11 points format by introducing a 30-minute rule for each match. The winner going to the player or pair that leads at the end of the half-hour mark if the match is still in progress.
Thomas Cup all this while used to be the team event, and last year we went to Kunshan to watch some of the team event matches. We were thinking, how do we make it more exciting and engaging? Because the duration is quite long. It's about 4.5 to 5 hours per tie, whereas other sports in the world is restricted to 2.5 to 3 hours. So we see that human nowadays. Timing is very important, speed is the most important thing. So with that, we try to come up with something more unique. We are trying it. We don't know whether it is acceptable or not, but let's give it a try. Let's see what's the entire response.
The response certainly looked encouraging when Badminton Unlimited dropped by Stadium Cheras for its recent weekend of league action. With the matches now more compact and energetic, the venue was buzzing with high adrenaline. The new format also creates an opportunity for golden points play when the match is even on game score at the end of regulation time. A scenario that never fails to excite the crowd, something that even gets the league's resident commentator up on his feet.
This 30-minute rule they've introduced for the Purple League, it's a game changer for badminton. Because what it does, it brings intensity to even games that seem to be lost because you're 2-love down. If you can get yourself back into game number 3, you're then in a position to win a short set, and then it's a race to the line. The other things it's brought in, we've had red cards brandished because players aren't allowed to dawdle anymore. If the umpires perceive that they're wasting time, they brandish a red card and you lose a point. And we've seen it twice on match point where they brandished a red card. It's brought a score that would have been a victory to a draw, which leads to a deciding point. It's thrilling entertainment for the audience, for the crowd, as a television spectacle.
With more urgency in the game, the change has encouraged fast tactical plays, and the players have had to adapt their style to stay competitive.
Ini challenge lah buat semua pemain sebab pemain dekat sini.
It is a challenge for all the players. We need to be more focused on winning than delaying the game. We need to be more aggressive to win points and to also win points for our team. If possible, 3-love within 30 minutes.
Kalau boleh 3-0 sebab kalau 3-0 tak sampai 30 minit.
It's tough on the badminton players, but it means they've got to change their tactics. Well, let me take an example like Zulfadli Zulkifli. He's a former junior champion. And he had the reputation of taking a long time to get into his games, long rallies, and he'd take his time between points. And before 30 minutes came along, his games could take anything up to an hour. They'd be long and it'd be good quality, but literally excitement-wise, difficult to do. In this 30-minute format, he's now playing for points. He's trying to kill quickly. We've seen this kid develop into a quick player, a more aggressive player, a more attacking player. It's made him a better player, and it's changed the whole personality of Zulfadli Zulkifli. That's just one example.
The 30-minute format has led to some of the most thrilling encounters witnessed in the league. And both fans and players have welcomed the added drama the time limit has brought in.
All these top players, they're loving it. Especially when it's go to the sudden death. So everyone, the heart is pumping and all the fans is so engaging. So at the end of the day, yes, sports is one thing, but we are trying to make it a sports plus entertainment. So I will call it this as a badmintonment. We hope that this badmintonment it can transform badminton world in the near future.
It's entertainment for the audience. It takes it away a little bit from the purists, but for the fans, you're into this game right until the very end.
After the break, we head to Thailand to find out more about Bodhinisara and Savitri Amitrapai's budding partnership in mixed doubles. Get connected with us on social media. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and tell us what you think of the latest news. Or perhaps you just want to leave an encouraging post for your favorite player on Facebook. If you've got any comments or photos, share them with us on these social media platforms.
In Germany, it's now big changes after Olympics. We were like a group of 4 players with Michael Fuchs, Johannes Schöttler, Birgit Michels and me, all more or less the same generation and all been traveling together. And 3 of them stopped now, they retired due to different reasons. And so it's good that they made like some space, they made this decision on their own and now we have some more space for the younger people. But of course I miss my friends from my generation. But as I said, yeah, the young people will hopefully get into their footsteps soon. I practice with the national team in Saarbrücken. Of course, I've seen a lot of changes. Now I'm the oldest by far, especially in the men's single group. The other guys are like 22, 21, like this. So I try to teach them also a little bit. We have some very good young talents. But at the moment I don't see them as competition, I just see them as I really want to help them also in practice and yeah, I hope I can teach them something. Sports in Germany in general has a problem. I think apart from football, which is dominating everything and basically takes out 98% of the money, there's a lot of sports fighting for the 2% that's left. And in Germany we are very successful in a lot of sports, so after Olympics now there will be a lot of changes in the Olympic sports system and also in the German Badminton Association because probably we're going to get cut down on money because I think badminton is the only sports we never got a medal in at Olympic Games. For different reasons we don't really have a generation which is right behind us, so we are lacking of players between 24 and 29, something like this. So that would be the best time for them probably now, but for different reasons, also for injury reasons, some people had to retire. So now we have some very, very good young, talented people, but they are just like 20, 21. So they need at least, let's say, 2 or 3 years to develop. So maybe in the next 2 or 3 years, we can't like expect too many really, really good results from German badminton. But hopefully here and there they can create some surprise. I think German badminton has changed a lot, also thanks to a lot of players from my generation. Because when we started there was basically no coaches, no gym, no real practice. So when I was 19, 20 years old I was still practicing 3, 4 times a week. So that's not very professional, I know now. So now the whole system has changed a lot, so now we have more coaches, we have nutritionists, we have sports psychologists, and even people who are like 17, 18 years old, they can practice quite professional. So that's a good change, and I hope this helps the younger people to be part of the let's say top 10 or top 20 sooner than I was, and I hope the development goes on. I mean, a few years ago we were number 4 or 5 in Europe. Now we are number 2 or 3 behind Denmark and England, but we were European team champion also. So and that's quite a good achievement, and I hope that we can catch up with Denmark in the future.
Please welcome from Thailand, Bodhinisara and Savitri Amitrapaj.
I didn't think I could play mixed doubles because I've never done so before. But after I started, I began to like it. It's kind of fun.
I really like it. At first, we had to make adjustments. But we started to get better. Even though it was his first time playing mixed doubles, we didn't feel any stress.
Bodin Isara and Savitri Amitrapai are Thailand's #1 mixed doubles pair. Before they were paired up in 2015, both were already established doubles players in the men's and women's format. So when they were put together, it didn't take long for the shuttlers to complement each other's play. With Bodin's power at the back and Savitri's creative touches in the front, the pair began to reap rewards for Thailand. They were semi-finalists at the 2015 Yonex Sunrise Vietnam Open in only their second tournament as partners. 2 months later, they finished runners-up at the Swiss International and ended 2015 on a high after winning international challenge titles in Bahrain and Malaysia. The top of the podium finishes gave the duo confidence and assurance that their pairing could be a long-term partnership.
It gave me confidence, and it also showed me that mixed doubles can be fun too. At the same time, I have a partner I can communicate well with. I feel good and happy. I want to continue to keep playing in mixed doubles.
I like to continue playing mixed doubles. We've won titles, so we like to continue winning.
It was also good news for Thailand as the country was bidding for a mixed doubles spot in the Rio 2016 Olympics, and Bodin and Savitri were in a good position to qualify. It would be the first Summer Games appearance for Savitri and the second for Bodin.
During the last 3 to 4 months, our performances were much better. We played well at the Grand Prix Gold and Super Series events. That was how we could qualify for the Olympics.
At first, we didn't think much about it because we were just paired up. But later on, I learned that we could actually qualify. I started to pressure myself. We began to keep counting the points.
By the end of the qualification race, the Thai duo chalked up enough points to earn the 10th place in the Race to Rio rankings, securing their tickets to Brazil. But Bodin and Savitri were in a tough draw. They were placed in the same group as Indonesia's Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir, and Malaysia's Champeng Soon and Goh Liu Ing, the eventual gold and silver medalists. Although the Thai pair failed to progress to the knockout stage, their experience at the Games was a huge learning in the mixed format.
I gained new experiences because it was my first time playing at the Olympics. From there, I learned what we have to improve on and what are the areas we have to develop in.
It was a grand event, and I am proud to have competed in it. I consider the mistakes I did as part of the learning process. When you compete at an Olympic level, you need to be able to control yourself and to be mentally tougher. So we have to correct our mistakes and improve our game.
After a month's break following the Games, Bodin and Savitri were back on the competition scene. But they needed to dust off some cobwebs.
I had to go back to my training routine because it seems after the Olympics, I relaxed too much.
Same here. After the Olympics, I spent a lot less time practicing.
After suffering a few early round exits, Bodin and Savitri got their act together. They returned stronger and faster in October, making the quarterfinals of the Yonex French Open. By the end of the year, the duo broke into the top 10 of the world rankings. With the start of a new season, 26-year-old Bodin and 28-year-old Savitri are going in rejuvenated and armed with renewed ambitions.
For the mixed doubles, I would like to climb higher than number 10 in the world. I want to try to maintain our standard and to continue to stay within the top 10 rankings. And if we have the chance, to go up to the top 5.
anything is possible for this mixed doubles pair. The world will be seeing more of Bodinisara and Savitri Amitrapai as they aim for higher prizes and recognition in the new year. Before we go, let's take a quick peek at how the international circuit is shaping up with the Badminton Unlimited calendar. Next week on Badminton Unlimited, we're in the land of the rising sun as we get the inside scoop on Japan's latest men's double stars, Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda. See you next week!